Good morning. It's Saturday, September 4th, and for the last couple of days I have watched the news on TV, and it's distressing. It's been very distressing. I have watched the parents rage against mask mandates to protect their children. They have accused administrations of taking away their rights and their freedoms. What rights should a child have to not wear a mask in school when he will be personally vulnerable to COVID-19? And not only will he be vulnerable to COVID-19, but his friends will become vulnerable to 19. Do these parents not understand that the mask is an important defense mechanism? Why are they standing out in front of these schools, waving these banners? You can't mask my child. Well, those children should all be masked. They should be masked until they're old enough to get a booster shot or a vaccination. Why are they different than those of us who grew up with polio and smallpox and various other diseases? I don't see a big ruckus about the flu shots. What's so bad about COVID-19? And they stand there waving their banners and their ridiculous posters claiming rights. This is rights and rights and rights and rights. But I don't see them standing outside and fighting for the rights of women to continue to have abortion. Don't women have a right? Isn't that a right of choice? So if you want the choice to have your children unmasked, you should not be fighting against the rights of women to have abortions. It's ridiculous. The whole damn thing is ridiculous. And then we have this group of people who are taking this ridiculous medication that's given to cows and horses to deworm them. Ivermectin. It's a medication that has been around a long time. And it's been used to kill parasites in animals and in humans. But it's crazy to think that this is a medication that will fight COVID-19. It has been proven not to be true. Yet there are many in this country, especially in the rural areas, who believe that by taking ivermectin, they are protecting themselves. And they say, when I feel so bad, I just take some ivermectin. But the doctors and most in the medical profession say it won't do any good. Now, there's been much misinformation passed around during this entire pandemic. But it's dangerous misinformation. This is a deadly virus we are fighting. And a drug like ivermectin, which does its job on worms and parasites in horses and cows, and even in some cases in humans, has not been proven to do anything with COVID-19. And yet we have conservative talk show hosts around the country pushing this medication as a possible antidote, a possible protective medication against the virus, the Delta variation. Lambda's here and Moo's coming. We are in a fight for our lives. And we have a community of people who are dead set against getting vaccinated. Instead, they listen to the falsehoods promoted by those who are not medically equipped to give this information out. This information is being provided on websites, talk shows, and they talk about ivermectin, which has no proven antiviral benefits. And what's worse is people are actually going out and buying this stuff. And the prescription rate in August jumped from 3,600 a week to 88,000. 88,000 prescriptions of a drug that will not help, but nevertheless people ran and bought it because they don't want to be vaccinated. They don't want anybody to tell them what they have to do. These are the same people who will stand in front of the schools yelling about their kids being masked. And we are in a fight for our lives in this country and around the world. And yet we have these stubborn groups of people who refuse. They just refuse. And then they die. And on their deathbed they say, we should have listened. But it's too late. And what about the schools? What about the teacher that didn't get vaccinated and taught her class and 30 kids were affected in the class, right? Is that what we want? No. But we are acting like we're horses. And the Drug Administration said we're not horses and we're not cows. So stop taking this ivermectin. And then we have Rand Paul promoting it. Rand Paul, an ophthalmologist, who took a couple of classes in medical school about infectious diseases. Because in medical school they cover that. But that doesn't make you an expert. You took a couple of classes and then you become an expert. He's an ophthalmologist. And I don't even know if he's practicing ophthalmologist. Although he has his medical licenses still in fact alive and well. We are not horses. We are not donkeys. We are not cows. And we shouldn't be taking this ivermectin. And this could be dangerous. This might be killer. The drug might kill you long before COVID would. We should be taking vaccines that have been proven to stop the disease. We've had 170 million people in this country take the shots. That still leaves 160 million to go. And many of those 160 million are our children and our grandchildren. And if you're lucky, your great-grandchildren. But they won't be so lucky if you keep acting the way you are. Carrying on about masking in school. What's wrong with us? What are we hiding from? Why? Why can't we follow some instructions? Why must we always be chanting about our rights to keep our kids unmasked, our rights to ship them off to school and get infected and then infect a whole bunch of other people? Is that what rights are all about? We have rights which are supposed to be used intelligently. And sometimes you give up your right voluntarily for the good of many. But that's not the way it is in this country anymore. That's not the way it is at all. And so I've said enough. And watch out for the ivermectin group. See you in the morning. Bye.